Is orange juice fermented? Nah, fam, that's just pure vibes and vitamin C. Fermentation requires a serious party. You need microbes like yeast or bacteria to work their magic. Beer, bread, and cheese, they are the absolute OGs of the fermentation game. Stay cultured. Meet Antonie van Leeuwenhoek, the original influencer of the microscopic world. While everyone else was just looking at rocks, he built custom high-powered lenses to look at water droplets. It was basically his own 17th century pro camera setup. He squinted through his lens and saw what he called animalcules. He was basically the first guy to live stream the hidden world of microbes. The OG ancient visionary. Long before the 2026 tech boom, this guy was out here making wild predictions. He looked at a swamp and didn't just see mud. He saw tiny animalcules floating around, claiming they were the reason people got sick. No microscope, no fancy lab, just pure brain power. Truly the 2026 tech prophet of the ancient world. He knew something invisible was causing disease centuries before we could actually see it. Respect. Writing scientific names like Homo sapiens is a major flex, but only if you get the grammar right. Genus gets the capital letter, species stays lowercase. It's the standard. Don't mess it up. Writing Homo sapiens with two capitals? That is a massive scientific L. Don't be that person. Keep that genus capital and that species lowercase to stay winning in the scientific community. Welcome to the ultimate tier list of life. Woes and Fox dropped the three-domain fire that changed biology forever. We've got bacteria, the OG workers, archaea, the extreme survivors, and eukarya, the complex heavy hitters. But don't get it twisted. Some think Plantae is its own domain. That's a huge L. Plantae is just one small squad inside the eukarya domain. Keep the hierarchy straight. Trying to identify a mystery bacterium by guessing is basically the scientific version of trust me, bro. That's not how we roll in the lab. Enter the GOAT of microbiology, Bergey's Manual of Determinative Bacteriology. It is literally the bacterial Bible. It walks you through the vibes check, gram staining, biochemical tests, and genetic sequencing. No ghosting here, just pure identification. So next time you're stuck with a microscopic squad, don't panic. Check the manual. Science is all about receipts. Meet algae, the absolute sunlight-eating champions of the microbial world. They are basically tiny, living, aquatic solar panels. Think of them as having an infinite energy glitch. While we're out here buying lunch, algae just chill in the water, soak up photons, and turn them into food. Talk about peak efficiency. They also produce about half of the world's oxygen. So yeah, they are basically the main characters of the planet. Major flex. Meet the Prokaryotes squad. These guys are the OGs of biology, keeping it simple, efficient, and iconic since the dawn of time. While eukaryotes are out here juggling nuclei and organelles like they're trying to win an award, prokaryotes are just vibing. No nucleus, no drama, just pure efficiency. Take cyanobacteria. They were the first ones to master photosynthesis, essentially turning sunlight into the ultimate power-up. They have been winning the game since before winning was even a trend. Prokaryotes, simple, efficient, and staying winning. Viruses? They don't even have cells. They're just living their best life as genetic hijackers, totally acellular and totally chaotic. Outside a host, they're just inert virions. But once they enter, they turn into absolute chaos, forcing the host cell to replicate their viral genome instead of its own work. Welcome to the inner circle of the science world. Microbiology isn't just one vibe, it's a squad of specialized subfields. First up, bacteriology for the tiny legends, then virology for the viral hijackers, and clinical micro, the true MVP of hospital diagnostics. Now, what about botany? It's all about plants. But look at these giants. In the micro club, if you can see it with your naked eye, you're usually way too big. Nice try, botany. Stick to the microscopic, or you're just not fitting the aesthetic. Meet Thucydides, the original OG of scientific history. He wasn't just writing about kings and battles, he was watching data in real time. When the plague of Athens hit, everyone was panicking. But Thucydides stayed calm, observed the chaos, and looked for patterns. He noticed something wild. The people who survived the plague didn't get sick a second time. It was the first recorded observation of acquired immunity. He basically speed ran the scientific method centuries before it was trending. Immunity unlocked? History style? Meet Ötzi, the original main character of the Alps. He's been chilling in a glacier for 5,000 years, but his health records say he had a rough time. Fast forward to modern science. After analyzing his ancient remains, we found evidence of Lyme disease. That's a 5,000-year-old medical mystery solved. Talk about a cursed timeline. To be walking through the mountains and catch the same infection people worry about today? That is peak bad luck. Ancient microbiology is wilder than you think. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and definitely stay away from ancient curses. Fermentation. It's not just a science, it's the original biotechnology. You take some sugar, add a little yeast, and let the microbes do the heavy lifting. They turn grapes into wine. That's metabolic alchemy, people. It's all about preservation and flavor. It keeps the bad bacteria out and makes everything taste better. Because honestly, science just tastes good. Common names are honestly a total mess. Imagine calling a creature something and then finding out the whole rest of the world calls it 5 other things. It's not a vibe, it's just confusion. Enter binomial nomenclature. It's basically a global handle for every living thing. You take the genus, add the species, and boom, you have a universal tag that every scientist on Earth understands. Take us, for example, Homo sapiens. Homo is our genus, the broad category. Sapiens is our specific species. No matter your language, this name stays exactly the same. It's the ultimate universal tagging system. Science level up. No more guessing, just straight facts. Back in the day, the biological classification system was just a base game. Linnaeus only had plants and animals. But then Ernst Haeckel dropped the ultimate expansion pack. Haeckel realized the microscopic world was totally missing from the meta, so he patched in 2 new kingdoms, Protista and Monera. Suddenly, all that invisible tiny stuff that Linnaeus couldn't see was finally acknowledged. It was a massive upgrade for the entire field of biology. Haeckel really knew how to show the tiny stuff some love. Without this expansion, our family tree would just be missing half the plot. Prokaryotes represent the minimalist aesthetic of the microbial world. No nucleus, no problem. They're low maintenance and highly efficient. Viruses are the ultimate ghosting experts of the biological world. They're technically not even on the tree of life. The tree of life includes bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. But viruses? They're just not invited to the party. Why? Because they are acellular. They lack the cellular machinery to function on their own. When outside a host, they are just inert virions. But once inside, they become total hijackers, taking over the cell's machinery. So yeah, viruses don't fit the vibe. They don't have a life, they just hijack yours. You are a pathogen. You are essentially the main villain of the biological universe, and your only goal is to ruin everyone's day. They are the squad of chaos, bacteria, viruses, and fungi. They don't just visit your body, they break in and start causing trouble. Think of them as biological hijackers. They invade, take over your resources, and force your cells to do the work while they just sit back and cause havoc. But don't worry, they aren't invincible. Your immune system is basically the final boss that shows up to nerf them into oblivion. Stay healthy, team. Helminths are basically parasitic worms. You might think, why are we studying giant worms in a microbiology class? Well, the plot twist is in their early stages. You study them in micro because their eggs and larvae are tiny, microscopic troublemakers. You won't see the adults easily, but the stages that enter your body, those are definitely microscopic. In short, parasitic vibes are absolutely not it. Stay hygienic, wash those hands, and stay safe out there. Don't let the microscopic worms win the game.